Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Once again, we are late. Good day, everyone. Hope you're doing well. I'm gonna take a sip of water and then we're gonna go straight to the action. Okay. So, yesterday we've been reading Project 2025 yet again. I'm gonna definitely have to start cutting down the first stream. Because I can't have these streams, I can't be holding them on my desk. My desk is not exactly the biggest, so I have to make some space. I decided I'll probably start uploading them like mid-September. That is going to be the best, the most ideal. I'm gonna probably make some sort of speeches as well. However, that is everything in the future, far future, and afterwards I would make some, I don't know, maybe some Oblivion video, just something very basic. Something basic, however, something very Oblivion. Not like the adoring fan goodbye, but something other goodbye. But I'm not quite sure what yet. I have an idea though. I have an idea. So there's that. That's what you can be looking forward to. Now, without further ado, let's get straight into the action. We have a stream recap and the YouTube recap as well. So, obligatory reminder, YouTube channel, VOD's channel. So, we have 51 subscribers. We had 52 for the day, but somebody unfortunately unsubscribed. Maybe because he saw the Kamala Harris video where I said she can win, and I stand by it. She can definitely win. Like, I really love that some people are already this arrogant and are saying that it is impossible that she cannot win. Like, no, she can most definitely win if the PR is correct, and if she's not allowed to go off the script, then she can be most definitely a problem to Donald Trump. Just because she didn't do well at 2020 primaries does not mean she's going to do the exactly same here. I mean, back then, like, people were pretty much, it was Biden. And now it's her. Like, the people will do everything in their power to get her elected. I'm gonna sneeze. Let's make a quick recap of the votes as well. Somebody took, 9 views at the Biden on Trump, the film 15th of July. That was YouTube algorithm recommending it. Then somebody took a peek on the VOD film 18 on the Georgia Meloni's a journalist and some like extending stuff. So yeah, I mean, as I said, like, I don't expect to see any views on these words, but hey, they are here for the transparency and for you to see just how bad I am at speaking quickly, that I usually make some sort of pauses between when I speak. So yeah, this is just, transparency thingy. As well as I do not upload everything I talk about on the stream, so you can watch it here if you want. There should be automatic chapters. I don't know if YouTube actually makes them. And now we can go straight to the stream recap. So here we go. Last week was 15th of July, so we're gonna go from the 12th of July. Oh no, let's go from 14th of July. because we already discussed it. So this one was not really. I mean, it had more than 10 views, so I mean, it wasn't a complete failure, but yeah, it wasn't greatest either. Assassination attempt on Donald Trump got 27 views, pretty decent. 2 comments which are from me, if I remember correctly, so realistic 0 comments, but hey, 27 views, pretty decent. However, it is an assassination attempt, so I would have expected to see much more views. Like, I was expecting to see like 800, maybe 1000 plus views. And like what happened here with the AOC video. Unfortunately, this did not happen, and yeah, only 27 views. Chinese found supermoons could be game changer in Mars colonization and terraforming. That was a super failure. Nobody watched it. I think this view is only from me. Nobody watched it. Complete failure. I'm big sad. I think it is still in YouTube prison. Yes, it is still in YouTube prison. Big sad. It is what it is. There we go. What actually succeeded and it got a banger status was Denmark to implement a climate change animal fighting tax. 286 views, 8 likes, and 15 comments. That is by far the most commented video I've ever put out. The likes are also great, 100% likes, very happy with the outcome. What failed, and I'm a little bit surprised it did, was the airport police found more than 100 live snakes in a man's pants. I'm sad this failed because it seemed like it would be doing good because it got 3 views in under 2 hours. However, then YouTube pretty much X'd it, and yeah. It is what it is. YouTube X'd it and nobody take a look. What succeeded, barely, but succeeded, was Biden urges de-escalation of tensions after the Trump assassination attempt. This succeeded, barely, nobody liked it, but 2 comments which are from me, I believe. Yeah, that are from me. I was talking about that people could have theoretically go and try to stop that maniac if they were to group up. Obviously, this is definitely much easier to talk about than actually do. However, if a big group of people saw somebody suspicious, then they should have gone and confronted him. Although somehow I feel like even the special services then would be so dumb and they would be aiming at these people that attended there instead of the one guy with the gun. You know, you would have that guy with gun there. I know they would be just aiming at him and suddenly like somebody would shoot and Trump regardless. What succeeded, and it earned a sort of a banger status, was EU is expanding its horizons to the adult world. Why am I saying only like, and like not really that much? Because look at the engagement, average view duration 10 seconds. Like I feel like mostly bots were clicking this, or I don't know. Maybe people, I don't know what. Maybe some people who were expecting something else. I don't know. I can't see into people's head, but hey, 75 views. I guess it's nice. Then what completely failed were both. NATO summit concluded a while ago. I mean, it's not an appealing title. And SpaceX rocket has had a failure and lost all of its satellites. Also complete fail, probably have not left the YouTube prison, I feel like. Oh no, it left the YouTube prison for a bit, but nobody clicks. That is unfortunate. And NATO summit, I think, yeah, it got out of YouTube prison as well. Nobody really clicked on it. I mean, what succeeded was the Labour Party is headed to do politics a la Southgate. I was hoping for more views, more interaction, but I'll take it. 53 views, hey, I'll take it for now. Then what succeeded and is still gaining views is the AI could help detect Alzheimer illness. So as you can see, it's still gradually earning views. Very gradually, but it is. The click-through rate is pretty abysmal. However, it's earning views, and this is mostly for raising awareness once again to among people that something like this exists, and maybe if somebody you know has Alzheimer's or do you suspect he might have an Alzheimer, this can be a game changer. What succeeded, unfortunately no likes here, like the What's channel liking did not work. Like I like the video with the What's channel, but it did not show here. I don't know why. However, what succeeded was tensions between Russia and NATO keep escalating. 58 views. Very good watch time. Better than usual, so I cannot complain. And click-through rate is also very good. 3.2%, that is very good click-through rate. So this succeeded. And what also succeeded and earned a banger status was, did CNN make a mental health article about Gen Z but mask it as an elderly people's article? This actually started really goddamn so like this seemed like it's going to turn into a flop. Well, not into a flop, but into a average video. But then suddenly, oh my, oh. View duration, pretty average. 1 minute, I'll take it, I guess. Although I would be happy if it got a little bit more, but it is what it is. Yeah, like not many people watch it till the end, but hey, like we don't have any subscribers, so I mean that's obvious that people will not watch it till the end. That's simply unfortunate. Oh yeah, the click-through rate was 2.9%. It went up from very bad click-through rate, as you can see here, that here like it had a very bad click-through to like 1% or something like that. It started to get better, and now it sits at 2.9. It actually, yeah, like it was not 0.6%, then it went to 3.6, however it dropped quite a bit now. Still 2.9 is pretty damn good, in my opinion. Also 11k impressions, very good video, and probably it earned me some new subscribers. Also, we're gonna take a look if somebody actually unsubscribed because of that Kamala video. What also succeeded, and I'm quite happy about it, though it's not as big bang as I would hope for it, but hey, 50 views, I'll take it. And by the way, slavery is still alive, and in Europe, 33 Indians found working at slavery conditions in Italy. So, yeah, this had a massive uplift suddenly. Then it got dead, then it got a small uplift, and now it's gaining gradual views, so I'll take it. 1.9% click-through rate. It's not the best, but hey. As you can see, the click-through rate here definitely dropped. However, I think I'll take it, I guess. The view duration is also better than average, so once again, I'll take it. And I think it will probably earn a little bit more views. Maybe it will go up to 80 views possibly. And the sun is starting to shine. That's not good for me. That's going to make reading harder. Then we got two moderate successes. The first is Esprit Seine River, safe enough for the Olympic Games. I'll take it, 26 views. Like, These are the Olympic Games, so like I was not expecting anyone to actually click on this because hey, like I don't think many people care about the Olympics. However, YouTube let it out of the prison. As you can see, the click-through rate is to abysmal though, 0.8%. So I mean, nobody really cares about the Olympics, but I wanted to include this regardless. Another moderate success, and hope it's gonna keep getting views, is the climate activists just stop oil sentence to 21 years combined. I'm gonna take a sneeze. Average view duration was below average. That is unfortunate. Somebody watched it whole, so I'm grateful for that. However, the click-through rate is very good though, 3.7%. So I mean, the click-through rate is definitely here. YouTube let it out of the prison for a bit, then it sent it back into the prison. And at the moment, it is in the prison, and it's going to only get gradual views. So that's a little bit unfortunate, because this video could definitely do very well, but well, it's YouTube. YouTube algorithm is a very strange creature. What succeeded very well was the Biden pulls out of the 2024 presidential race. Sorry, I was just looking at something. Pretty good, and it's still getting views as we speak. The watch time seems also very good, more than average, like 137. That's much better than most of the videos here. I'll take it. Even 8% people watch till the end, so that is very good. However, the impressions click-through rate is abysmal. Let's be fair. Let's be completely transparent. 1%, 5.2k impressions. However, YouTube still keeps recommending it. I mean, I won't complain. I will not complain. However, I found it strange that YouTube doesn't recommend my Just Stop Oil video, which has a much better click-through rate. Instead, promotes this. But hey, if VOD is having some success, so you know, I won't complain that much. So what? Yesterday I released the Can Kamala Harris defeat Donald Trump in the 2024 elections? So far, 15 views, 4 comments. 2 comments are from me, 2 comments are from somebody else. It looks like it's going to succeed. Yes, it is already a moderate success. Average view duration so far is okay, 1 minute and 2 seconds. And the click-through rate is actually very good, 4.9%. Wow, that's very good. I think I saw it before. However, yeah, you can see it just once again. It was in the prison for about 13 hours. Then YouTube started to recommend it, and now YouTube is recommending it and it's getting views. So this seems like a good potential banger, maybe. We'll see. As I said, Kamala has a potential to win these elections. And if anybody tells you otherwise, like he is very, very optimistic. You should have some sort of, how to say, to earth thinking. Like you should never underestimate your opponent at any point. And especially if she can rally the female voters, which I think she will be able to, as long as she doesn't say any stupid nonsense. The other video that is, and which is the last video, which is now in the prison and still hasn't left prison, is the bacteria found in 35% of tested USA tattoo ink. So far it is in prison for almost for almost 12 hours. Doesn't seem like YouTube is gonna release it anytime soon, but we will see. I would be glad if this got released and it had got some good click-through rate, because once again, this is for raising awareness. Hopefully your Inca is hygienic person. We're gonna take a look on the CNN article, just who was also watching it. Yeah, should have data. Which seems to be not that Polish, because it has 100% of the watchers were between the ages 25 to 34. This seems a little bit wrong, maybe. Who knows? But the top geographics indicate otherwise. We got United States 40%, UK 9%, Canada 5.7%, Germany 4%, and Australia 3.3%. I realize you cannot really see it, so I'm just gonna put it here. As well as Poland is here with 3%. The best view duration is from the US, the worst is from Poland, and then the second worst is three-way tie between UK, Germany, and Australia. Canadians have been watching this video quite a bit longer, actually. And the best watch time is from the USA and Canada. So there we go. That is everything I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna take a sip of water now, and we can go to the articles. So give me a moment. My throat is already pretty dry. That's not good. What else did I did? If it's going to turn worse, I'm gonna take a pause for a bit. We'll try the first article, and if my throat is going to feel bad, I'm gonna take a pause and come back like 20 minutes later with hopefully a better throat condition than it is now. Fuck, I have something in my nose yet again. And of course you can see my upcoming videos as well. This is going to get longer. There is going to be more videos after today. However, for that you have to stay tuned. So I'm gonna yawn. Just kidding. Alright, let us begin. First off, we got sharks of Brazil coast test positive for cocaine. The drug was found in all 13 Brazilian sharp-nosed sharks tested with a concentration as much as 100 times higher than previously reported for other aquatic creatures. Also, the cartels have found a new way to smuggle cocaine, I see. Or maybe these sharks have got some cocaine fish, you know? Somebody who was smuggling cocaine unfortunately fell out of the ship, and the sharks had a feast. A cocaine feast. This isn't that big of a shark. Sharks in waters off the coast of Brazil have tested positive for cocaine, scientists say. Researchers have long suggested that sea life could be impacted by drugs dumped into waters by smugglers with tons of cocaine found around Florida, South and Central America. Obviously, the drugs impacts animals. Like, have you not ever seen Simpsons? Like I fucking saw when that dog had drank some sort of drug or something like that, and then he had a quite of a trip. I don't know the episode, and I'm not going to be bothering to find it, but maybe some of you do. Why do I have an AI ad? Not AI ad, for fuck's sake, AI generated image. Oh, AI generated image. This game is so beautiful. If you have a computer, it's a must-have. Raid Shadow Legends. This seems quite AI to me, if I may say so myself. Might not be the case, might be an ad from a real human, but this seems like a AI generated image to me. I don't know why. A study from Oswaldo Cruz Foundation in Brazil has now found evidence sharks are in fact being affected by drugs polluting the ocean. The scientists dissected 13 wild Brazilian sharpnose sharks that were brought from small fishing vessels, as the species spend their entire lives in coastal waters and were therefore most likely to be affected by pollution. Muscle and liver tissue were then tested using a standard technique called liquid chromatography with tandem mass spectrometry, where molecules are separated in a liquid to look for cocaine and benzoylecgonine, the main metabolite in the drug. All 13 sharks were positive for the drug, with a concentration as much as 100 times higher than previously reported for other aquatic creatures, the scientists found. It marks the first study to find the presence of cocaine in free-range sharks and found the substance was much more prevalent in the muscle tissue than in sharks' livers. Apologies. However, the study said the field of research was very limited and the impact of cocaine or benzoylecgonine on aquatic life is not fully known. Okay, so this was very short article and it will probably not make a video. It is what it is. Obviously, sometimes drugs get into water, sometimes they are deliberately thrown into water, maybe. Fuck, something is in my nose. I have to buy something. I have to buy a thingy to shave off my nose hair. Because this is annoying. Hopefully it is because of the nose hair. If it's not, well, then I'm fucked. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, some people deliberately threw it into the water because police maybe was, arriving towards their ship, so they just threw it into the water quickly. So there's no evidence, obviously, and they are not, arrested. Or if they are arrested, then there would be no evidence. This article did not say if there's any change in the behavior of those sharks. They only said that the sharks, that the scientists found, cocaine in sharks. What was it? So basically, that in sharks they found a cocaine in sharks' body. Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to say it. However, they didn't. Fuck. They did not say if cocaine was also found as not cocaine. What am I talking about? If there was a change of behavior, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. If there's any change of behavior, I would assume so that these sharks would be a little bit more aggressive or much more aggressive. However, they did not specify this in the article, which is unfortunate. Oh, it continues. The research was published in the outlet Science of the Total Environment in June last year. The US Coast Guard seized more than 14,000 pounds of cocaine, 6.4 kilograms of cocaine in the Caribbean Sea and Atlantic Ocean with an estimated value of $186 million. Oh, hey, hello there. Well, my day is starting pretty mad. I have something in my nose, which which is pretty damn annoying. I don't know what I have in my nose. Maybe it's the nose hair. I have to shave it. We have the same time IG. I mean, yeah, it is morning here. For me, it's 9:50 a.m. Although, to be completely honest, I feel quite a bit tired. Not sure why. I might have to take a pause because I did not feel like it. I forgot to count how many articles do we have. We have 3, 6, 9, 10 articles, with that previous being the 11th. So there's a lot of articles, and I'm not feeling the best. Ouchie, ouchie. Never had this problem. I mean, that's from human to human. That's like individual problem. Like some people grow much more hair than others, and your messages got deleted. Let me take a look on this. I can still see them. But this shouldn't be the case. No, I can still see. No, I can still see your messages. Let me take a look. Oh, ISIS. I see. Low ISIS. Oh, so it deleted the ISIS. Don't worry. If it shows again, I will be able to permit it. Right, this is. But that's only Twitch doing this. But I mean, I do not. If I do not approve these terms like one by one, like other people are going to get, they're gonna get timeouted again, or they're gonna get their messages deleted too. So I mean, on one hand, I understand it is quite annoying too. On the other hand, like other people are going to experience it as well. So I'm gonna just try to type ISIS one more time here, and I'll see if not YouTube, Twitch asks me to permit the term. Yep. Okay, it should be permitted now. That is simply Twitch being Twitch. Nothing I can do about it. Alright, let's keep reading. UN envoy warns that threat of terrorism is researching with attacks by Islamic State extremists. Funnily enough, I have not heard about ISIS or about the ISIS in Syria, Iraq, and areas like that in a long while. We killed the reader. Yes, a lot of the readers have died. The last time I heard about ISIS was the ISIS Khorasan, who had allegedly did the killings at the Russian opera or whatever that was. However, I do still find it a little bit strange that ISIS Khorasan would be making a terrorist attacks in Russia, like which is far, which is quite far away from there, from Iran. Echo? Oh, of course there's an echo. Once again I forgot to mute the Twitch tab. Month ago. I heard that somebody from them allegedly declared Hamas a enemy, although I'm not sure what truth is there to it. Like, first, it was on Twitter, so I am already very skeptical about the truthfulness of the information, but you never know. The top UN envoy for Syria told the Security Council on Monday that the threat of terrorism is resurging with attacks by Islamic State extremists set to double this year, endangering civilians already facing a protracted state of displacement and dire humanitarian condition. Sure, you can send the link. I'll just take this screen and you can send it. Oh, the channel Trump or Biden 2024 is still running. Funnily enough, Biden already dropped, so I'm not sure why this channel is still operating. Like, well, I guess the guy that operates it wants more money, as always. Oh, I see. Oh, so you can try to send me this in a whisper. I'm not. How do you do this? Although I'm not quite sure how you. Oh yeah, whisper search. You should have a whispers option at the top of your Twitch tab. You should have the new from Prime, notification, get bits, and then there you should have whispers, and then just search for me and send me a whisper this way. Yeah, I thought this would be the case actually. Let's see. I'm gonna send whisper first. I see. Okay, good. You should have whisper for me now. Although I do not allow strangers to whisper me, but okay. Oh yeah, this is an Instagram. Okay. Okay, yeah, I have this. I got this. Oh, this is about them killing the ISIS leader. Iraqi forces kill ISIS leader in northern Syria. The Iraqi National Security INSS carried out a security operation in northern Syria where a leader of ISIS was killed. INSS officers tracked the leader nicknamed Abu Zainab days before they besieged him at Al Busayra area in the northern Syrian city of Raqqa. Abu Zainab was killed in armed clashes with Iraqi security personnel, according to the statement. The terrorist was responsible for transporting weapons and explosive materials and participated in terrorist operations against security forces in Salah al-Din, Iraq. From June 13th. Okay, I'm gonna try to find... I'm gonna try to find the ISIS guy. ISIS. And let's see. I'm not sure if this is true or not. Like, it goes from this account. I'm not sure if this is actually a actual guy from ISIS or not. Like, it's from Twitter, so I mean, I have my skepticism here. They shared something. Is there an Iraq I see? So I can take a look. I'll take a quick look then. Very quick look. Iraqi band. Oh my god, why is that? I see Iraq threatens to strike. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Keep striking your neighbors until they gang on you once again. However, this time you're gonna be destroyed. It's mix. Mix. Oh yeah, I would have to be logged in to see that. Which I'm not, and of course I'm not going to be logging in with my personal stuff. But I don't know if this is true or not, if this guy is actually of like some sort of a ISIS member or not, like I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, I see they share everything about Iraq, I see. Then what the hell is this? Like, what is this? I'm very confused with this actually. I have no idea what this is at all. Can I go around it? Oh yes, I can. Oh, do I want to watch it? Probably not. Oh, it's from... Oh, this is a pinned stuff, but still. No. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, so this guy is not from ISIS. Yeah, I suspect it. I will share the link again. Okay. Yeah, okay. Israel warned that it will target Iraq's Basra port if the Iraqi resistance carries out attack against Israel. I mean, I think at the next election, the government that controls is going to get ousted and the far-right lunatics are going to get probably tried, hopefully. I don't know. I don't know how good or shit is the left-wing government for Israel. However, I know the current government is very right-wing. So send another link, so... Iraqi resistance threatened Arab states helping Israel break Yemeni blockade. The Islamic resistance in Iraq has threatened Arab countries which are allegedly helping Israel to break the naval blockade imposed by Yemen Houthis on Israel-linked cargo ships in the Red Sea. That is also very cringe that Instagram, bans or block these posts with the symbols like Israel or Houthis, or maybe they are doing this on purpose somehow. I doubt this. Hmm. Hmm. Alright, let's keep reading the article as well. UN Special Envoy Geir Pedersen said Syria is riddled with armed actors, listed terrorist groups, foreign armies, and front lines 13 years after President Bashar Assad's terror crackdown on peaceful protests against his government turned to civil war. Nearly 500,000 have died in the conflict, and half the country's pre-war population of 23 million has been displaced. Sorry, I had to sneeze. They are good. Well, this is the first time I read about them, so I would have to learn a little bit more to make my own opinion. But 23 million of people has been displaced. I know one Syrian in real life, and I know Turkey has about, what was it, 3 millions or 4 millions of these Syrian refugees. Yeah, something that is never really much talked about in the EU, even though countries are, or the people in countries are very much negative towards the migration and towards the refugees. Like, they very gladly overlook the fact that the Turkish are hosting a lot of refugees already. Search the Iraqi Popular Mobilization Forces. Wait, I'm gonna write this down as into my to-do list, because I want to also finish some articles as well. I don't know how long my voice is going to last, but I will Google it off the stream. I'm just gonna take a sneaky peek and then we're gonna keep reading. Iraqi mobilization. Oh, popular mobilization forces. Predominantly Shia militias. The Popular Mobilization Forces were created to deploy against the Islamic State. Okay, I definitely can read about this. I'm gonna take a very little sneaky peek. They're quite big. Okay, I can read about this later. The Islamic State group declared a self-styled caliphate in a large swath of territory in Syria and Iraq that it seized in 2014. It was declared defeated in Iraq in 2017, following a 3-year battle that killed tens of thousands of people and left cities in ruins, but its sleeper cells remain in both countries. Indeed, they sometimes research. However, it's nowhere near big as it used to be. Peterson warned the Security Council of Syria's delicate security situation. The threat of regional conflict cascading over Syria has not abated, particularly with an uptick in Israeli stakes on Syria, Peterson said. I know Islamic State is ISIS. I know that very well. Israel has attacked targets in Syria linked to Iran for years, but the stakes have escalated over the past 5 months as the war in Gaza and conflict between Iran-backed Hezbollah and Israeli forces on the Lebanon-Israel border continue. US Deputy Ambassador Robert A. Wood blamed Iran, Assad's greatest regional supporter, for the violence in Syria. Wait, US Deputy blamed Iran for the violence in Syria. I'm not sure if, I think probably there would be some groups that serve the interests of Iran. However, from what we just, from what we just read, it would seem that the Israel is doing these strikes to the, to the Syrian land. I would probably assume that some of the targets they strike, they probably either do recruitment or manufacture ammunition for the Hezbollah. However, I mean, it's the Israel who does these strikes. People think it's a different thing. That's strange. Like, I always knew ISIS was Islamic State. Like, I know, like, I've always knew that, but I guess some new people who really did not pay any attention to the events from like 2014 to 2017 and onwards would probably get it misled, would get it mixed. Yep, ISIS tends to claim a lot of the terrorist attacks in the world. However, I would not be surprised if a good portion of those attacks was not from them. They just claimed the credit for this. Iran and its proxies and partners have only brought death and destruction and do nothing to help the Syrian people, Wood said, going on Assad to curb Iran's influence. Well, Assad is currently in a civil war, so I don't think he very much cares about what the United States wants. Hello? You cannot hear me? My microphone still works, however, it seems I dropped a lot of frames. Yeah, I dropped a lot of frames, it seems like, so I'm not sure if my internet went down for a second. I'm not sure. I was silent? That's strange. That's strange. That might be because of the IC depth frames in OBS, so it is possible that, I don't know, something just happened and suddenly my stream just stopped responding and I was not being heard, but... That is strange. I mean, I do sometimes get silent for a bit, for like good minute. However, I think this might have been a issue on the Twitch side, hopefully. The Syrian, Iranian and Russian ambassadors to the UN strongly condemned Israel's strikes on Syria. Iranian ambassador Amir Saeed Iravani said the attacks flagrantly violate international humanitarian law and are a serious threat to the regional peace and security. He said Israel's strikes are to the chaos created by the Syria civil war. I agree. And it's been Israel who's been destabilizing the situation in Middle East for the past several months at this point. Over 16 million people in Syria currently need humanitarian assistance and 7.2 remain displaced in the worst humanitarian crisis since the start of the conflict. Ramesh Rajashingan, coordinator director in the UN Humanitarian Office, told the council. Why they don't fight Israel in Palestine? Why they just want to kill the Shia Muslims and want to take arrogance? Bashar, he does nothing. I mean, like, from what I heard, it's pretty much Russia that's been carrying him to this civil war. The Wagner company has engaged in Syria. Plus, there has been strikes on ISIS and other rebels from both Russia and the USA. I know he used to use gas on people, like gas attacks. I don't know if he still does that. I can take a look, however, because I did not... let's see, Syria, yeah, here we go. He still does that? Oh, this is a big move then. Hatay, I believe... I never know. I think Hatay was given to the Turkey in World War II in the 40s, I believe, by the French. Maybe. I'm not quite sure. I know that Turkey has made an incursion into Syria somewhere around 2017. It did not go well for Erdogan. I remember he lost a lot of money and made pretty much no gains. And the biggest sides in the civil war are now, well, you got Assad, then you have the Kurds, and this green thing, which seems like some rebels from moderate groups, as well as this thing, which... Oh, there was a lot of strikes. A lot of strikes, drone strikes. Oh, there were things happening. ISIS low-level prisoners are being released from Alaya prison in Kamishri, north of Hashaka. 111 prisoners will be released today. Hmm. Oh yeah, Turkish ally targeted A Kurdish positions. And he just makes Russia read his counter, which is more good. They don't kill people like him. I mean, in that sense, that is good. I mean, if he was to become a puppet of the Russians, at least, like, the Russians would not be killing people most likely. Although I feel like they would be definitely imprisoning certain groups, probably. More specifically, the groups that would be fighting against them, obviously, because I don't think everybody in Syria would be enthusiastic about being controlled by Russia, but I mean, it would probably be still better than this asshole who gas his own people. But yeah, okay, let me check time. Let's go to 2023 to 2023. And let's go for September maybe. Seems nothing really changed here. Some minor engages, but the border seems to be pretty much the same. Although, let's see. I'm gonna check something. No, it really is pretty much the same. They just take resources. I know that very good. Russians take a lot of natural resources from African countries. They exploit them. They send their Wagner company there. They make coup d'etats, and then they take natural resources for their support to the current regime. He says they are nice. Well, he has to say that because Russia is pretty much holding him in the government and has held him there. But the border seems to have not changed much, so let's see. Pretty much the same. Hmm. He added that severe reduced humanitarian funding exacerbates Syrian suffering during months of extreme heat when rainwater dries up and lack of basic sanitation infrastructure increases the risk of waterborne diseases. And I once again have something in my nose. And I have nothing in my nose, yet I feel like I have something in my nose. That's just a very strange feeling. Like, your nose suddenly feels very heavy. However, when you sneeze, like there's nothing in it, like there's only air in it. However, you just feel like you have something in your nose. However, when you try to, try to get it out, then there's nothing. This is very strange. I do not know that. I do not know that he's a doctor. Eye doctor. I did not know that. In a rebel-held northwest Syria, over 900,000 people, more than half children, are not receiving critical water and sanitation support, Raja Singham said. Raja Singham and Peterson called for increased humanitarian access to Syria and international funding. The 2024 UN humanitarian appeal for 4 billion remains only 20% funded. Sorry about that. Saddam was a lawyer. The seriously constraining humanitarian worker Raja Singham said. On the political front, Peterson urged the Security Council to pursue Syrian-led peace negotiation with the involvement of all major international stakeholders in line with unanimously adopted 2015 resolution by the Council. What is the 2015 resolution? Let's see. Is there any map? Like, how would that look like? No, it is not. I'm not going to be reading this because this is quite a bit long. I wonder if the Kurdish rebels would get a own state, or if the peace was simply decided that the Syria would be returned to Assad as a whole. Yes, I know Adolf. Well, Adolf was actually, I think he was sort of a soldier medic. Like, not exactly medic, however, from what I heard, that he used to rush into the front line and save his fellow soldiers. Like, he would drag them back into trenches if he would saw a wounded soldier. So he was like helping his own to not die in the no man's land. Mussolini, yes, I know Mussolini was a soldier, and I know he was not enthusiastic about fighting in a war. Although I feel like that he got conscripted, however, he left the army very quickly, and after that he started his movement, his fascismo movement, relatively soon afterwards. Mao was a farmer, which does not surprise me. Chinese serving standards back then were very poor. You got the collapse of Qing, and then you got the warlord era. Warlords like the Communist China, Nationalist China, Manchukuo, Shaibi Sanma, Xinjiang, Guangxi Creek, Yunnan, Shanxi. I believe he was not attacking. He didn't join the army either because he was skinny and weak. I mean, he used to be or he wanted to be a painter, so that does not surprise me. So this makes it more likely that he was just there saving his own soldiers. Mussolini got kicked from being a teacher because he had sex with principal's wives. I didn't even know about that. I'm gonna take a look on Wikipedia afterwards. The conflict is ultimately a political one that can only be resolved when the Syrian parties are able to realize their legitimate aspiration, Peterson said. Last week, Syria announced that all 185 candidates from Assad's Ba'ath party won parliamentary seats in the country's election, 7 seat increase to the party's majority. Peterson said the elections are not a substitute for the political process outlined in the 2015 Security Council resolution, while Wood called the elections a sham and a rubber stamp on Bashar al-Assad's continued dictatorship. Well, I was never interested in Benito Mussolini to begin with, so I do not really know much about him at all. I only know that he was a leader of Italy in World War II, and I know that he wanted to restore Italy. He wanted to restore Italy to the former state of glory of the Roman Empire, which obviously did not go the way he was planning. No, I was just silent for a minute, probably. And I forgot where was I? So yeah, I mean, out of the people I'm somewhat interested about, or I know about, it is the better word, is the obvious Adolf, then Stalin. Who else I'm interested in about in the World War II? I'm not very much interested about the people. I'm mostly interested about the battles, about the equipment, weapons, planes, tanks, maybe even ships. I never did much research about the people in the World War II. So that's why I always found out some new stuff about those leaders that used to rule those countries in World War II. Wood said the US will not normalize relations with the Syrian regime or lift sanctions absent an authentic and enduring political solution. Fanta. I believe Fanta is German drink, correct? Yeah, Fanta is German and Mirinda is Spanish drink. His favorite drink was orange Fanta. He drank it every day. That is a fact I did not know about. So what was this article even about? Oh, so this article was about Islamic State, the ISIS, and it somehow delved into the Syrian regime. Very interesting plot twist, if I may say so myself. Yeah, ISIS still has some sleeping cells. It's not as big of a threat as it once was, though it still should be eradicated to the last one. The Middle East is still in quite a bit of a mess now, mainly because of Israel doing their bombings and just escalating the situation in Middle East. Like the USA should seriously do something to calm Israel down, or like this might escalate into something much worse. Mussolini became a leader under the Italian kingdom. Yes, he made his famous march on Rome, or in Rome. The Italy used to be kingdom with their king. I forgot what was his name. Emmanuel something. So yeah, Italy also used to have a king. This is the fact that not many people actually know that the Italy used to have a king. And probably they still had the king even after Mussolini took over. However, he was more of a... how do you call it? He was just a popular figure. I'm gonna take a sip of water now. We're gonna talk about crypto in a bit. I think that you can only support the monarchy system or the dictatorship system if you think that you and you specifically are the best person that can rule your country, that can reach your country to the better tomorrows. Like if you say that monarchy is better system or dictatorship is a better system, but you think that somebody else is good for the job, then you're kind of silly. Like these autocratic systems, like are should be supported only by people who think they are the best person for the job, and not they supporting somebody else. Like it's either you and only you are the best person to rule your country in a dictatorship fashion or in a monarchy fashion, or it's nobody, period. And I think a lot of people do not like the bourgeoisie class. Oh yeah, the bourgeoisie. Yeah, the privilege, the rich. Bourgeoisie. Okay, now this is a question I'm not sure you're gonna know, cause like this is more of an 1790s question, but didn't French used to call the traders, basically anyone wealthy, as bourgeoisie? Because, like, it's been a while since I read about the French Revolution in 1790s. But yeah, I mean, the rich, I don't really like rich, and I especially do not like when rich talk about money. Because recently I saw a video about some rich lady just saying that the money isn't everything and that people should just fix their shit, their things in their lives first. And I was like, well, you know how they can fix their things in their lives much easier if they have money. Like in today's world, you need money to do everything and anything. And this is so fucking infuriating to watch rich people talk about that money isn't everything. Money is everything to the workers, to the people who do not have enough money, to the people who do not even have enough money to buy themselves to buy themselves a good house, to buy themselves a car, to get a happy family. You need money for a happy family. Yes, Maximilian Robespierre. I'm gonna even write it because I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Yeah, who's going to pay my rent? Your smile. Yeah, and it's always so funny to listen to these rich people say that they do respect the workers and stuff like that. No, they do not. Like, they only say it because they have to. They do not respect you. If they would respect you, then they would not be hoarding all that money. They would not be hoarding all that money in stocks, more importantly, because when rich people hoard money in stocks, they do not have to pay taxes. However, their net worth, their wealth still keeps increasing. This is even bigger dick move in my opinion. Money is not everything, but everything is money, indeed. You want a happy family, well, you want your family to be, safeguarded. You want your family to get a nice school, good education. You want your family to have a nice house with nice garden. You want probably your family to have a nice car or a nice flying car in like 10 plus years. I mean, what would I do if I became rich? Well, my main goal is for our species to become an interstellar species, so I would invest a lot in space exploration and colonization of the universe, of our solar system. Although genuinely, if we talk about luxuries, I'm not really interested in any luxuries. Like, I'm not really interested in buying myself A5 Wagyu steaks, buying myself Lamborghinis or Ferraris or Bugattis or big mansions. Although I would love to buy a flying car. I heard the Saudi Arabia should get a flying taxis around the year 2028. I will be posting video about it in 2 or 3 days. So I would definitely want a flying car because flying cars are very cool. I mean, I live in a medium house and it's good enough. Like, hey, enough house big enough for me to host like a family or family meetings. I have a small garden which is in a pretty ugly state right now. There's a lot of rubble that has to be removed because there were works on my rooftop recently. And that is happy, and I'm happy with this. This is very happy. Okay, now I'm silent for a bit. But yeah, I would definitely want to invest into exploring and colonizing the universe. This is something I was really excited about as a kid, and this is something I would love to do as an adult. Well, I am already an adult, however, an adult with funds. Yep, exactly. Like, you would have to also hire people to clean that house for you, because I mean, cleaning 30 rooms every now and then would be quite exhausting. And you would ask yourself, like, why do you even have 30 rooms? So let us begin talking about the crypto. US SEC approves first spot at the ETFs to start trading Tuesday. At the means Ethereum to start trading Tuesday, which should be today. This has been definitely quite a bit hyped up in the crypto community. The Ethereum ETF, Bitcoin ETF was approved in January. It's been out for about 6 months at this point, and there has been millions, if not billions, of funds that were going into crypto. Saudi Arabia because, well, about those flying taxis, well, it is possible, although I feel like those taxis would be used by the rich and they would not be really, used by the people who make the Hajj pilgrimage to the Mecca. It would be used by the rich people and those people who die at the Hajj pilgrimage because of the hot weather or because of they simply did not prepare enough, or maybe from other unfortunate condition they would have nothing. The US Securities and Exchange Commission has told at least 2 of 8 firms that have applied to launch the first US exchange traded funds ETFs tied to the price of Ether that their products can begin trading on Tuesday. I mean, you cannot. We are one race. Like, racism is a concept that was created by some idiot. Like, we are one single race. The only thing that makes us different is a skin pigment. Like, black people do not grow tentacles. The Asian people do not grow, I don't know, cat ears. We are one single race, and racism is the biggest fucking hoax of humanity. Oh, message got deleted. Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna. Gypsies. You, Twitch even box gypsies. Wow. The new products from BlackRock, Vanek, and 6 others will begin trading Tuesday morning on 3 different exchanges. Those exchanges, CBOE, Nasdaq, and NYSE, are confirmed they are prepared to launch trading. This is a Reuters article, so it is way too short. This is only 2 columns. I thought this would be longer, but hey. Well, it is what it is. No history, no culture. I mean, I know like the Prophet and the holy cities originate from Saudi Arabia. However, I'm not sure like what did they do in the Middle Ages, like because you had the okay, I'm gonna quickly ban something. Best viewers on star, indeed. Just gonna send this message as well. There we go. Besides those holy cities and prophet, I mean, we know Egypt, obviously. We got the Mamluk Sultanate. Then we got the... I know his name was Saladin, although I'm not sure if he came from Egypt or from some other country during the Crusades. Then you have the Turks, obviously. The Seljuk Turks. Then they formed... Well, not the Seljuk Turks. Seljuk Turks did not form the Ottoman Empire, but then the Ottoman Empire emerged from the Anatolian Peninsula. From the east, you had empires like the Timurid Empire, the Safavid Persia. So, I mean, they only have Mecca, and Mecca was part of Iraq. I think under Iraq, you mean under when it was ruled by the Ottomans? Like it was a designated part of a Iraqi province? Or somewhere deeper in the history? Yes, I see. So Turkish, pretty much saying that Mecca is Iraqi. That is low-key pretty cool. So so I guess the relationship between Iraq and Ottoman Empire used to be or is pretty good then, because I mean, if they assigned Mecca to the Iraqi province, then one would have to assume that they did like Iraq quite a bit, I guess. Oh, before Ottoman Empire, I see. So we're gonna close this article. It was a very short article. I'm disappointed. What about this? This is from Reuters again, but we're gonna read this, and after that I'm gonna take a pause for like 15 to 20 minutes to get my throat ready. How long have we been streaming? For about 80 minutes, so not that much. We forced them to be good with us. Okay, I was now silent for a bit. I was thinking. Let's read the article. It's a very short article, and so we can have a pause. Fuck. Seriously, like that nose is annoying me. I'm gonna order some nose shaver, something to shave my nose hair with. Otherwise, I'm gonna get mad. Well, not richer, but I mean it's annoying me so much. Tesla to have humanoid robots for internal use next year, Musk says. Tesla will have humanoid robots in low production for the company's internal use next year, CEO Elon Musk said on Monday, months after he announced that the rollout would be by the end of 2024. The company will have the robots in high production for other companies' use hopefully in 2026, Musk said in a post on social media platform Twitter. Musk had said that in April that the Tesla robot called Optimus would be able to perform tasks in the factory by the end of this year and could be ready for sale as soon as the end of 2025. So it seems like the robots are finally going to start taking over the means of production. I'm definitely looking forward to see just how much things will change in the upcoming years. Just how much of the work is going to be handed over to the robots. Whoever was the governor of Iraq was an Iraqi at that time, and all the resources that were in Iraq were spent on the Iraq. We do not give them anything, we only pay them taxes. I guess you're gonna ask why are they so good with us, right? We only pay taxes. I mean, this is paying only taxes is the basic of many successful big empires. Roman Empire also, like people in Roman Empire were quite diverse culture-wise. You had the Gauls, then the Iberians, then the North Africans, Egyptians, then you got the Middle East, the Anatolia, Greeks. Like they were only taking taxes for it. They wanted them to pay taxes. However, when it came to their, culture or their religion, they did not really care that much. Same with I believe it was Mughal Empire who also did not really care. They also let the Indians be, Hindu religion. They only wanted taxes, and that's also probably why they were so successful. And the Mongolians, well, Mongolians were quite interesting. I mean, Mongolians would burn your entire country to the ground. However, if you surrender to them, then they would let you be. As long as you pay them taxes, they kind of let you be as well. So that was pretty funny. The reason why, because they are scared of us to make a revolution against them. Yeah, I can imagine that would be very detrimental to the Ottomans, because if one of their biggest provinces would start to rebel, especially it was during the times when there were in high tensions with the Europe, when the Ottoman Empire was on the rise. You had people like Suleiman Magnificent, like expanding into Europe, and if there was any sign of weakness in the Ottoman Empire, the Europeans would start a massive coalition. Funny thing, Iraq is the only country with successful revolution from the first time they do it, from the beginning of history. That's a fact I did not know about. Musk said in April that the Tesla robot called Optimus would be able to perform tasks in the factory by the end of this year and could be ready for as soon as the end of 2025. I might have already read that. Humanoid robots have been in development for several years by Japan's Honda and Hyundai's Motors Boston Dynamics. Several companies are betting on them to meet potential labor shortages and perform repetitive tasks that could be dangerous or tedious in industries such as logistics, warehousing, and manufacturing. Musk has a history of failing and to fulfill both promises to Wall Street. In 2019, he told investors that Tesla would be operating a network of robotaxi autonomous cars by 2020. Well, that did not come. Tesla put out the first generation of its Optimus robot, the Bumblebee, in September 2022. This year, the company posted a video of second generation of bipedal robot holding a t-shirt at the firm's facility. The progress. We are the ones who made Mongolia occupy Iraq. We opened the gates for them at night. Didn't the Mongolians... Yes, they did that. Yeah, they did that. I remember the siege of Baghdad. What was it? Yeah, this 1258. That was against the Ilkhanate and the Abbasid Caliphate. Yeah, that was the end of the Abbasid Caliphate. Oh yeah, the Caliph eventually surrendered the city, and yeah, Mongols. Yeah, yeah. When you do not surrender to the Mongols right away, then they pillage. They pillage you quite a lot. Hmm. Okay, so this is it, as well as the article about Tesla. So I think I'm gonna take a pause, probably for like 20 minutes. I'll be back in 12:15 of your time, 11:15 of my time. I want to. My throat is a bit aching, so I want to. How to say it? I want to rest it a while, so I'll be back soon. Okay. Uh, Damn, it's been too long since I played any Assassin's Creed game. Like the last Assassin's Creed game I really played and finished was the Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Then I played Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, the DLC for Assassin's Creed 2. However, I have not finished either of those. That has been like 5 years ago at this point. Although I don't really feel like playing Assassin's Creed either, I'm gonna be playing Dark Souls, and after Dark Souls, I want to play Red Dead Redemption 2. And that is going to take a while. I think I'm gonna have to make like 5 or 6 hour streams minimum. And I'm playing with my chair. There we go. That's a better position. Alright, let's go to the next article. This is very light-hearted. Do you have do you really have to wait to go to swimming after eating? Well, we're gonna find out. Did your parents warn you against jumping in the pool right after eating? They were misguided. In most cases, there's no need to wait at least 30 minutes after eating to go for a swim, doctors say. This would probably not surprise me, but you should definitely wait at least 30 or ideally like 45 or 60 minutes before you go running or make any sort of a difficult exercises, because otherwise it can happen that your stomach is going to turn upside down and you're gonna you're gonna let out your lunch to your mouth. You're gonna vomit a bit. Yep. You should eat like an hour before you do start making any sort of a physical draining exercises. The old warning stems that from worry that people might drown or struggle because blood will be diverted to their full stomachs instead of their muscles. In reality, people still have plenty of blood flowing to their muscles after eating, said Dr. Matthew Badger of the Cleveland Clinic. A former high school swimmer, Badger used to eat a couple of bananas and drink some water or Gatorade before he raced. I only went to swimming with primary school when I was like 9 or 10 years old, and I did not like that. Uh, it was mainly because of the outfit we were using. Well, basically, we were only using underwear, like quite rich underwear, and that was about it. I wanted to wear, shorts as well. However, I was not allowed to, and that was a little bit one of the reasons I did not have good memories for it. The other was that I really did not like swimming, and I was low-key a little bit afraid of swimming. I am the direct opposite then. Well, I have a golden medal from football, and as well as I think I have 2 golden medals from football and 1 bronze medal. Or maybe it's the other way around. Interesting. Maybe swimmers have a specific diet and specific training regime. I don't know. I never searched that. He worries that odd warning can actually cause complications. It's important to quench your thirst before swimming, especially on sunny days. Of course, you should be hydrated before you go swimming. Swimming, like running, is also a physical exercise and you use quite a bit of strength. Like some people go swimming instead of running. Both is good for you. Both is a physical exercise and both is good for your lungs. People often don't realize they can still get dehydrated, which can lead to muscle cramps. Indeed. We sweat when we are in the water, we just don't appreciate the water loss, he said. I'm 85 kilos since I was a kid, but it's bones and muscles. I have a medium body. I'm a little bit heavier, though I'm still far less. I'm still much more slimmer than Elon Musk, so it's not that bad. Like I'm juggling somewhere between 96 and 101 kilos at the moment. I would like my weight to drop to 90 kilos and maybe 88 kilos. However, I need to get a good... Well, I do have a discipline in eating. However, when it comes to movement, that's the goddamn weather here. The thing about weather in my region is that, like, at the moment, like for now, today's state, it looks for... You wake up and it's very cloudy weather and it looks like it's going to start raining. And the weather prepares all the way until 6 or 7 p.m. And when it's 6 or 7 p.m., you just don't feel like going for a walk, for a 2-hour walk like I do. If I eat like you or like anyone else, I will be fat. I mean, I usually eat only once. No, I usually eat like twice per day. Yeah. I mean, on my discipline days, I eat only twice per day. And that's about it. I don't eat any snacks in between, like, I don't know, a chocolate bar or any kind of candy. So I eat 2 meals and that's it for me. I eat 1 meal, I see. So jumping in the pool or ocean after eating is no big deal for recreational swimming, but people planning to swim laps or exercise may want to let their food digest to avoid cramps, obviously. If you are going to do an extended exercise in the pool, then obviously you should wait for the food to digest. I mean, once again, like this is a physical exercise like any other. Just like they wait before jogging. Also, swimming after tossing back a few beers is risky. People tend to be more aggressive, less coordinated, and prone to bad choices when they swim after consuming alcohol. Oh, I see. I was 82 last month. Hmm. It probably also depends on what you drink. I mean, if you drink like water, then I'm not really sure what else I could say to you because I also drink water. I used to drink a sweet. How do you call it? Sweet drinks. Yes, sweet drinks. Not sure why I was thinking about this so much. Like Coca-Cola and stuff like this. However, I stopped like 3 years ago. After that, my weight got started to, I started to lose my weight a little bit. Then I gained some weight back because I was eating much more than I was burning. And now I'm like Hmm. 3 times a week. Exercise every day at home, but still. Well, that is strange then. I mean, I see no reason why you should be gaining weight besides like in muscle. Wow, I mean, that's kind of strange. Those factors all can cause problems when dealing with strong currents or ocean tides at the beach this summer. You're just not going to be as sharp, budgets say. Like, I don't know who would, went to swimming after drinking beer. Although, like, I would not be surprised if a lot of people do it. Like, personally, I would never drink alcohol before swimming. Mainly because I cannot swim much. I don't know, like, the last time I went swimming was when I was around 10 years old. So, I mean, things could have changed. The Associated Press how? So there we have the article. Something lighthearted. Something to chill out. And the next article is going to be also pretty chill. It's going to be a science article. I mean, I know some people who also do not eat much because, and even if they eat little, they still gain weight. So, I mean, I know such cases exist, and I even know some people from real life who have that problem. Yeah, it's so strange just how human bodies work, or different human bodies works. Okay, we're gonna stay to the next article. I'm gonna take a look on the other articles we have. I think we're gonna skip this, and we're gonna skip this, and we're gonna skip this because the Paris Olympics will be starting soon, and I will not be able to publish it in time. So we're gonna have only 3 more articles and 1 gaming article. Oxygen discovery defies knowledge of the deep ocean. So this is going to be a science article. Scientists have discovered dark oxygen being produced in the deep ocean, apparently by the lumps of matter on the seafloor. I mean, that's not really that much surprising because oxygen can be found in the vacuum of space as well. That is something that a lot of people do not know. However, even some stars have oxygen, which is quite surprising considering you will not be expecting that stars can have oxygen. However, it is indeed. And obviously when the star dies, when it turns into a supernova and explodes, then that oxygen and a lot of these metals simply get released into the vacuum of space until they are eventually formed into a new star or star with planets into a solar system. You have a lot of skin tearing. I actually have quite a bit of skin tearing as well on my stomach. Although it's not as, you can notice it when you look at it, however, I have about quite a bit actually, quite a bit. Although I do not have skin tearing on my shoulders. Well, a little bit, I guess. A little bit, maybe. I'm not sure. About how the oxygen we breathe comes from the ocean. But before this discovery, it was understood that it was made by marine plants' photosynthesis, something that requires sunlight. Here at the depths of 5 kilometers where no sunlight can penetrate, the oxygen appears to be produced naturally by occurring metallic nodules which split seawater H2O into hydrogen and oxygen. Interesting. That's an interesting fact I didn't know about. Well, my doctor said to me that I should not be losing weight too rapidly, like I should be doing like only 2 kilos per month. Otherwise, my skin would get really elastic, and that would not be good because I would have to go for a surgery to remove to that soggy skin. About how the oxygen we breathe comes from the ocean, but before this discovery, it was understood that it was made by marine plant photosynthesis. Yes, we read that. Several mining companies have plans to collect these nodules, which marine scientists fear could disrupt the newly discovered process and damage any marine life that depends on the oxygen they make. I first saw this in 2013. An enormous an enormous amount of oxygen being produced at the seafloor in complete darkness, explained lead researcher Professor Andrew Sweetman from the Scottish Association for Marine Science. I just ignored it because it'd been thought you only get oxygen throughout photosynthesis, and that is problem with science in a nutshell. A lot of scientists think like this, that they are taught something and this is a absolute truth. In science, nothing is absolute. In science, anything can change. And that's the reason why science sometimes really falls behind. Because people simply block their minds. They block their minds to new ideas, to new theories. Simply because book says it is not possible. I am not really following the Black Ops 6 at all. Like, I'm not really excited for the game. I think it's going to be a flop. I think it's going to use these historical figures and make some edgy cutscenes. However, the game is going to be very average or mediocre even. Like, it's going to be released on PS4 and Xbox One, which are very old consoles at this point. And if you remember, Cyberpunk 2077 also released on those consoles and it was a disaster, so I do not have much hopes for the new Call of Duty really. Eventually, I realized that for years I'd been ignoring this potential huge discovery, he told BBC News. He and his colleagues carried out their research in an area of the deep sea between Hawaii and Mexico, part of vast swath of seafloor that is covered with these metal nodules. The nodules form when dissolved metals in seawater collect on fragments of shell or other debris. It's a process that takes millions of years, and because these nodules contain metals like lithium, cobalt and copper, all of which are needed to make batteries, many mining companies are developing technology to collect them and bring them to the surface. I didn't know that just like Battlefield 2042. Yeah, Battlefield 2042 was also a very bad game. I don't think did it even have a campaign, or was it just a multiplayer release? I think it was only a multiplayer, because I remember it had a... No, I'm mistaking it with Battlefield 5. For Battlefield 5, I remember there was that trailer with the woman with some prosthetic arm, and a lot of people did not like it. Both, I see. But Professor Sweetman says the dark oxygen they make could also support life on the seafloor. and his discovery published in the journal Nature Geoscience raises new concerns about risks of proposed deep-sea mining ventures. Instead of deep-sea, they could just mine the space. Like there's a lot of asteroids that can be mined for resources. The scientists worked out that the metal nodules are able to make oxygen precisely because they act like batteries. And they made a DLC for a voice chat. Wow. 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 Imagine paying $5 to be able to scream in the multiplayer. Wow. So about this though, if anything makes a oxygen, and especially if there's something like this, like if the rocks on the bottom of ocean makes oxygen, then they should never ever been, mined. Like they make oxygen, like we would be pretty much crippling the Earth's production of oxygen for real this time. If you put a butter into seawater, it starts fizzing, explained Professor Sweetman. That's because the electric current is actually splitting seawater into oxygen and hydrogen, which are the bubbles. I think that's happening with these nodules in their natural state. It's like a battery in a torch, he added. You put one battery in, it doesn't light up. You put two in, and you've got enough voltage to light up the torch. So when the nodules are sitting at the C4 in the contact with one another, fuck, I got something in my nose. Are sitting in the C4 in contact with one another. They are working in unison, like multiple batteries. Extinct animal, the Ursine water dog. I'm gonna take a look. Ursine, YouTube is not helping much this time around. Oh well. The researchers put this theory to the test in the lab, collecting and studying the potato-sized metal nodules. Their experiments measured the voltages on the surface of each metallic lump, essentially the strength of the electric current. They found it to be almost equal to the voltage of a typical AA-sized battery. This means, they say, that the nodules sitting on the seabed could generate electric currents large enough to split or electrolyze molecules of seawater. The researchers think the same process, battery-powered oxygen production that requires no light and no biological process, could be happening on other moons and planets, creating oxygen-rich environments where life could thrive. Sorry about that. Yes, that is possible. We should not be assuming other planets will be making oxygen or living condition the same way we do it on Earth. You send me the link? Okay. Water duck, Iraqi smooth coated otter or Iraqi water duck or Arabian or Maxwell's otter is an amphibian endemic to the marshes of southern Iraq. It is a subspecies of a smooth-coated otter that is widespread in India and Southeast Asia. It is considered one of the rare, endemic and endangered aquatic predators in Iraq and it is still found in very small numbers in the marshes. This species was first discovered in Iraq in 1956 and has been endangered by poaching, illegal capture from the wild, and drying up its natural habitat. We have the white one. Well, yeah, they don't really have much space to live in. Hmm. Hmm. Quite cute. Quite cute animal. Clarion Clipperton Zone, where the discovery was made, is a site already being explored by a number of seabed mining companies, which are developing technology to collect the nodules and bring them to a ship at the surface. Oh, I see. Oh, so you have a very rare breed of this species, I see. Hmm. The US National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration has warned that this seabed mining could result in the destruction of life and that the seabed habitat in the mined areas. More than 800 marine scientists from 44 countries have signed a petition highlighting the environmental risks and calling for a pause on a mining activity. The new species are being discovered in the deep ocean all the time. It is often said that we know more about the surface of the moon than we do know about the deep sea, and this discovery suggests that the nodules themselves could be providing the oxygen to support life there. Big Island. Oh, oh, I see. They were too violent. The pigs were too violent. Hmm. I forgot where I was. God damn it. Oh, I remember now. Professor Mary Roberts, a marine biologist from the University of Edinburgh, is one of the scientists who signed a seabed mining petition. There's already overwhelming evidence that the strip mining deep sea nodule fields will destroy ecosystems we barely understand, he told BBC News. Because these fields cover such a huge areas of our planet, it would be crazy to press ahead with the deep sea mining knowing that there may be significant sources of oxygen production. Professor Sweetman added, I don't see this study as something that will put an end to mining. But we need to explore it in greater detail and we need to use this information and the data we gather in future if we are going to go into the deep ocean and mine it in the most environmentally friendly way possible. Or you could simply just mine the universe. The universe has almost unlimited amounts of resources for you to mine. But you would have to make an effort to actually progress the technology in space exploration and mining. Okay, it's good to see my stream element still works. Very good. So yeah, this was it. The dark oxygen. Quite interesting. I would definitely make a video about this. Once again, science, and I'm quite interested in this as well. Besides, hey, raise awareness, so that's always good to raise awareness about a stuff like this. I'm gonna take a sip of water, but you can see the next article title. We are going to be talking about the Pope. When it comes to writers, I do not know many of them. So I will be very uneducated on that side. We got a Vatican's Pius XII archive shed light on another contentious chapter, the Region of Christ scandal. Oh yeah, this is going to be a fun one, I can already tell. Vatican City recently opened archives of Pope Pius XII have shed new light on claims the World War II era Pope didn't speak out about the Holocaust, but they are also providing details about another contentious chapter in Vatican history, the scandal over the founder of the Legionnaires of Christ. Entire book have already been written about the copious documentation that arrived in the Holy See in 1940s and 1950s, proving its officials had evidence of the Reverend Marshal Massio's dubious morals, draggous financial recklessness, and sexual abuse of his younger seminarians. How funny that how often this happens in the Christian, with the Christian, how do you call them, reverends as well as priests. Yes, priests. He's a political figure, popular figure. He just says some stuff on the internet once a while to remind people he is still alive, and that's about it. Just like the United Nations, he's completely useless. Well, especially useless when it comes to dealing with United States or Russia, China, who simply do not care about the UN at all. Yet it took the Holy See more than half century to sanction Massiel, and even more for it to acknowledge he was a religious fraud and con artist who molested his seminarians, fathered 3 children, and built a secretive, cult-like religious order to hide his double life. GG. The newly opened archives of the Pius papacy, which span 1939 to 1958, are adding some new details to what has been in public domain, since they include previously unavailable documentation from the Vatican Secretariat of State. Shia Muslim High Reader, is he in Iran? I think, is he in Iran, the High Reader of Shia Muslims? Or maybe I'm mistaken from somebody else. Maybe. They confirmed that Pius Vatican was cracking down on Marseille in 1956 and was poised to take even tougher measures against him, including removing him from priestly ministry altogether. But that Pius' 1958 death enabled Marseille's supporters to take advantage of leadership vacuum to save his name and order. Oh, in Iraq. People think he died at 2003. I see. Okay, so I was thinking about somebody else then. Until now, the biggest stash of publicly available documentation about Marseille had come from the Vatican's Congregation for Religions, which oversaw the region after its founding in 1941 in Mexico. Oh, of course, it was in one of these countries where people can fall much easier to pray for these religious maniacs. In 2012, some of Marseille's Mexican victims put online 200 plus documents spanning the 1940s to 2002 that they obtained from someone with access to Congregation for Religious Archive. These documents, also in the book La Voluntad de no Saber, The Will Not to Not Know, detail the evidence the Vatican had of Massio's depravities, but also how decades of bishops, cardinals, and popes turned a blind eye and believed instead of glowing reports that also arrived in Rome. Now the new documentation from Vatican Center governing office are fleshing out that history, providing more details about who in Vatican helped Massio evade sanctions, believing the claims against him to be slander, and who sought to take a tougher line. Okay, we're gonna do a honest site. Sistana. I remember Sistan. Isn't Sistan somewhere between Iraq and Iran? Isn't it province between Iraq and Iran? I'm not quite sure. Like my knowledge from EU4 is quite limited, though. Sistan, I think it was somewhere near the mountains of Iran, Iraq. It's a city in Iran. Yes. So I had it right. Yeah, 93 years old, has been described as a spiritual leader worldwide as of 2003. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Ah, I see. He shows only once per year. Well, he's quite old now. He's older than Joe Biden by 12 years, so. Hmm. One new document being published in Sunday's Corriere della Sera cultural supplement La Lectura contains the original draft of an October 1st, 1956 memo by the number 3 in the Vatican Office for Religious Orders. On that day, Massio arrived in Rome after he had been suspended by the Vatican as a Legion superior and ordered to go into detox to kick morphine addiction. According to the memo, Vatican's Congregation for Religious wanted an additional measure imposed on Massio that he be barred from having contact with young seminarians or risk of being suspended from priestly ministry altogether, meaning he couldn't celebrate Mass publicly, hear confessions, or celebrate any other sacraments as a priest. Oh, I see. Never heard his voice. That is very strange, though. I mean, one would think that you would hear his voice pretty much. I mean, hey, like, it's like 2024, and like, he's been like a spiritual father for over 21 years. Like, that is a little bit. It is a little bit strange that you never heard him speak. I see. Okay, so his sons are doing a work for him it was him. I mean, yeah, he's 93 years old, so his sons will probably take over for him. The author of the note, the Reverend Giovanni Battista Scapinelli, wrote that if Massimo come to the congregation, I will order him to get treated, to abandon any contact with his students until the congregation says otherwise. And if he doesn't show up in 2 days, a preemptive order should be given to Massimo. Either you go get treated or you will remain suspended as a divinus. The death is significant because it shows that by 1956, at least some in the Vatican took seriously the reports that had reached Rome that Massimo was molesting his young seminarians and wanted to protect them, and wanted to punish Massimo with one of his church's harshest penalties for his crimes. It would take 50 years, though, until 2006, for the Vatican to finally condemn Massimo to a comparatively light sentence of lifetime penance and prayer for sodomizing his young recruits. And this in a nutshell is why, and this is in a nutshell why churches should be much more overseen by the government and the people. If somebody is found out to actually sexually exploit his or her students, should be punished accordingly by the law. I mean, I think he was probably dead in 2006, so he was never arrested. However, if Rome knew about this in 1956 and it took them 50 years to condemn it, like, and you still have people in the US who think mixing religion and politics is a good idea. It's never a good idea. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick look. Something went wrong. I cannot load it. Unfortunately, I cannot load this. Under every something wrote, it says by someone of his sons or cousins, I see. Well, I cannot see the page, so I'm not sure if... I'm not surprised. Oh, so I assume that the EU or my country is blocking the access for me to see it. I wouldn't be surprised because I know some videos on YouTube are also blocked for me to see or to not see. Specifically videos about Adolf, some educational videos about Adolf I was not able to see, so I had to VPN for me to actually see those videos. A subsequent draft of the October 1st, 1956 memo was published in 2012 by the Mexican victims. It showed that Scapinari had sketched out his original order for Massio to refrain from having contact with his seminarians and merely ordered Massio to get medical treatment for the drug addiction. It contains another page and a half of handwritten notes as if Scapinari rewrote it following consultation with others. Also, others probably had a different thing in mind. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Nope, I cannot load it. I cannot load it, unfortunately. Nope, I am not able to load his account. Hmm. He is not the dangerous. Well, the EU thinks otherwise, I guess. The Secretariat of State archives contain what appears to be final, typewritten version of the memo dated October 2nd, 1956, which omits any reference to Massio being prohibited from contact with youngsters and speaks only of him getting medical help with no further threats or ministerial suspension. A few weeks later, Vatican appointed outside colleagues to do a more thorough investigation on site. All versions of the October 1st, 1956 memo make clear that Maciel had a great protector in the Vatican in the form of Cardinal Giuseppe Pizzardo, the number 2 in the powerful congregation, and the doctrine of the faith. Other documents say the congregation for religious couldn't proceed further against F. Maciel because of a recommendations and interventions by high-ranking personalities. So the corruption from within, not surprised at all. Scarpiner suggests that Pius was fully versed in the Maciel affair and had endorsed his removal as regent superior, writing that Maciel has been temporarily removed for reasons known to the Holy Father. Indeed, in September of that year, the Congregation for Religious handed over a file of abundant documentation for Pius to read, with a cover letter recalling that the congregation had never wanted to recognize the region as pontifically approved religious order because of its serious concerns about Maciel. Muqtada al-Sadr. And if I said it in the States, I will get killed. Huh. And who is this guy? So I. Or what did he do? That's a better question. What did he do? Pius died 2 years later on October 9, 1958. In the chaos of a new papacy, a change in leadership in the Congregation for Religious and interventions by Maciel's supporters, Maciel was reinstalled as a superior of the region in early 1959. The region was recognized as a pontifical religious order a few years later. Maciel died in 2008, so he was still alive by then. However, no action was taken, no legal action was took against him despite him sexually exploiting people. That's great, that's simply great. He did nothing good. Maciel died in 2008. A year later, the region admitted to some of its crimes, and a year after, the Vatican took the region over and imposed process of reform and purification. That should have never happened to begin with, but corruption in church. What to say? Most of the attention on the 2020 opening of the Pius archives has focused on what he and his advisors did or didn't do to save Jewish lives during the war. Okay, now I'm confused. Which war are they referring to? I see. I'm not sure which war they mean here in this article. Probably probably not the 7 Days War. I see. Yeah, I see. The World War II, yes. I'm gonna take a sip of water. My throat is starting to run dry again. So if I understand it correctly, then he is living off his father's glory, if I understand correctly. And he is not really doing much good to the people. This is our final article. Then we're gonna have one gaming article, and afterwards it will be the end of this stream. I see. So if I was to speak in Western terms, he would be something like a Commodus to Marcus Aurelius. You probably don't know the Roman emperor, so it doesn't say anything to you. However, yeah, he would be a unsuccessful child. Alright, let's read the article. I'm definitely gonna publish this one. Because this is always important to raise awareness about the child abuse and sexual exploitation of children. So I will most definitely publish this. AI being used to generate deepfake child sex abuse images based on real victims, report finds. The tools used to create the images remained legal in the UK. The Internet Watch Foundation says even though AI child sexual abuse images are illegal, so it's still legal in the UK, it would seem like. Let's read it. Artificial intelligence is being used to generate deep fake child sexual abuse images based on real victims, a report has found. That is not surprising at all. We already read some times ago about people using those artificial intelligence to generate naked images of famous people like Taylor Swift or sorry about that, or to generate explicit images of a young girls in Spanish village, where underage boys from a Spanish village generated a explicit images of a also underage girls. That was a big scandal in Spain. The tools used to create the images remain legal in the UK. The Internet Watch Foundation said even though AI child sexual abuse images are illegal, well, I would hope so. Oh, you tried it yourself. I mean, the AI had made a big leap since last year and the year before. Like, nowadays, the images are much more realistic, much more accurate, and it's going to get only more accurate. It gave example of one victim of child abuse and torture whose abuser uploaded images of her when she was between 3 and 8 years old. I hope that abuser got a rope. If not, then I'm going to be seriously disappointed in humanity. The non-profit organization reported that Olivia, not her real name obviously, was rescued by police in 2023, but years later the dark web users are using AI tools to computer generate images of her in a new abusive situations. They can take any picture of anyone threatening him or her to send it to his family if he or she doesn't pay, indeed. That's why you should never make explicit pictures of yourself unless you decide that you're going to be a prostitute. Yeah, unless you decide you're going to be an online prostitute or a porno star. Although I can see that some people would regardless would still believe it. I say that, I mean, hey, as long as you know it is not real, then you should be able to explain it to your relatives. However, I can understand people who would be very stressed about it because I know some people very quickly jump the gun and that is not good. The old parents will believe it. Yeah, I definitely think so as well. Offenders are compiling collections of images of named victims such as Olivia and using them to fine-tune AI models to create new material, the IWL said. One model for generating new images of Olivia, who is now in her 20s, is available to download for free if it found. A dark web user reported to shared an anonymous web page containing links to AI models for 128 different victims of child sexual abuse. Horrible. Disgusting. Other fine-tuned models can generate AI child sexual material of celebrity children, the IWL said. IWL analysis found 90% of AI images were realistic enough to be assessed under the same law as real child sexual abuse material. It should be assessed regardless. Does not matter if it looks real or not. I mean, you make a goddamn child porn or child generated images in explicit positions or without clothing, like there's no going around it. Like you should get a goddamn rope for it. They've also found AI images are becoming increasingly extreme, and that's only going to get worse as the AI progresses. On the other hand, AI can also help finding those predators, so it is a double-edged sword. The AI can be a major help, however, it can be a major pain. It is only up to the human race to utilize AI for good. My friend, he got threatened by one of those people who made those images, but he showed it to his parents. Well, I hope he's doing fine. And told them my dick looks more small in the picture. Well, that's the one way of, debunking those claims. Incredibly concerning but also preventable. The IWL warned hundreds of images can be spewed out at the click of a button, and some have near flawless photorealistic quality. Its chief executive Susie Hargreaves said, "We will be watching closely to see how industry regulators and government respond to the threat, to ensure that the suffering of Olivia and other children like her is not exacerbated, reimagined and recreated using AI tools." He did not. Well, at least it got resolved, and in his case, hopefully it ended with happy ending. I know some people can be taking this much more tougher, much more difficult than others. Richard Covert of the NSPCC said, "The speed with which AI-generated child abuse is developing is incredibly concerning, but is also preventable. Too many AI products are being developed and rolled out without even the most basic consideration for child safety, re-traumatizing child victims of abuse. Of course, because they are utilized by scumbags. Like, what do you expect? Those scumbags deserve one and only fate." Well, that's yeah, that is That is well, I don't even know. Uh, hmm. Well, I guess he could have also showed his phone like that he does not have any sort of nude images in his phone. That would be one way of proving it, although I guess some people would be saying that he would delete it. However, AI can copy the original model. No, just yet. Just yet. It is crucial that child protection is a key pillar of any government legislation around AI safety. We must also demand tough action from tech companies now to stop AI abuse snowballing and ensure that children whose likeness are being used are identified and supported. And something they completely forgot to say here, those responsible for producing these images must be found, they must be persecuted, and they must be sentenced to a rope. This is the only fate a child predator should get. I got a good email, or I mean a WhatsApp text, let me show you, okay? I'm gonna go to the next article, I'm just gonna say some last things. The child exploitation is a massive issue in the world, and the child sexual harassment is also a massive issue that's been plaguing the world for a long while since the information era to began, since the media had really started out snowballing. We have to protect our children, and we have to hand out the harshest punishments to those who dare to exploit children or dare to commit any sort of sexual crimes upon them. Show no mercy to child predators, show no mercy to the pedos. Period. Anything short of a death sentence is weak. And with this a little bit of a tougher note, let's head to the gaming article. I'm gonna show it here, what we're going to be reading about, and I'm gonna take a look on the thing you sent me. Who is this? Hey, long time no see, how are you? I'm Adeline, do you remember me? What is my name? We met once in London. Are you Mr. Jackson? Yes, yes, I am. Uh, I'm not quite sure what this is. Oh. Yes, I clicked on this bar. It showed me this. I'm not quite sure what this is. Oh, this is a scam. Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, the scams are also quite often and prevalent. Although I'm never getting any phone number scams or text scams. Like I actually have not. There hasn't been any attempt to scam me for a while. Well, with exception of Twitch, obviously, when some people were, they were offering me to make a channel ad and stuff like this, or join something. Like obviously, like I'm not gonna click on anything, and I'm gonna talk myself out of it, and I'm just gonna act like I am hesitant that I will think about it later, but I will never ever think about it. So I played along with it, but he blocked me. Oh, I mean, yeah, sometimes it's fun to mess around with these scammers. Never pick up their phones though. I always search for the phone number that calls me. If it's unknown number, then I always search on the internet, because my country has some web pages where people share some numbers who call them, and they sometimes reply like who it is. Maybe it's like sometimes it's your phone operator, then sometimes it's somebody who want to God damn it. I'm gonna be goofing for a bit now. Sometimes it's somebody who wants to sell you some products, stuff like this. Never pick up because of that. And also because some time ago I remember there was the people on the other side managed to do something that if you were using a prepaid SIM cards, your entire credit would be drained, and sometimes you would end up with like minus $50 on your SIM card. And she told me she's Mia Khalifa and she wants to make porno video with me. Wow. Lol. Okay, I'm gonna take a look. Can you whisper again? Sure. Well, meanwhile, I'm gonna check how the videos are doing. The USA tattoo video is still in the prison. And it does not seem to be doing anything. Seems to be relatively dead. Okay, it's pretty good. I'm gonna take a sip of water while we're at it, and wait, I'm gonna read the article. Jesus. Jesus, guys. Well, that's a one way to throw a camera. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go and finish the article. My throat is starting to die down. So I'm gonna take a rest afterwards. We've been streaming for about 2 hours and like 30 minutes, so that's a decent stream. We got the final article. The Kingdom Come backers will receive the second volume for free, meaning the Kingdom Come's people who gave money for the original game are going to receive the second game for free, which for me is a massive victory for the Warhorse and for the whatever his name was, who is working on Kingdom Come 2. Warhorse were generous contributors who were originally supposed to receive Act 2 before a change of plans. Indeed, before original Kingdom Come was supposed to have an Act 2, however the game grew out to be much larger than it was anticipated, so it never came. And as sort of a apology maybe, and as sort of a apology and thank you, the Warhorse Studio will give the game for free to all people who had supported it with some amount of money. Sorry about that. Ten long years have passed since the successful campaign on Kickstarter, where the developers from Warhorse Studios resorted in an attempt to prove that there is interest in Kingdom Come Deliverance. Backers at the time, and of course other fans, had to wait until 2018 for the release, but the particular generous ones will not be left out even now. At this time, Warhorse is sending out an email to loyal backers from the Kickstarter campaign or the website, thanking them again for their support and offering Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for free on the platform of their choice as a reward. That is a massive W. Dear generous backers, begins the email, which was first shared on Reddit by a user with the nickname Interinactive. Thanks to your kind crowdfunding support for Kingdom Come Deliverance on Kickstarter or on our website, we have now reached a new chapter in Henry's journey to the development of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Based on your level of support, a sequel will be prepared for you for free, and we will deliver it to you with the key to this email address when it is released. For some supporters, this will undoubtedly be a pleasant surprise, but as it says in the email itself, it depends on the amount contributed. Not everyone who supported the game in the Kickstarter campaign will automatically receive it. Specifically, the user Interactive contributed 150 euros and received the rank of Duke. The receipt of the email was also confirmed by the Collectors University, CSK University, where it was even a king rank and contribution of 360 euros. So basically, for contributing 150 euros in Kickstarter or on their official page, you're gonna have the second entry to this series for free. That is a massive W. That is very good. Under the original post on Reddit, the Warhorse community manager acting under the nickname Dr. Fusselboy, who specified that the offer applies to supporters with the rank of Duke and higher, so 150 euros and higher. The original planned 3 acts were cancelled, and instead we got a big play as Dr. Fusselboy. That's why they wanted to replace the supporters who had also promised Act 2 as part of the contribution, even though we cancelled the acts and KCD1 grew far beyond the intended 20 hours. We still think KCD2 comes close to our Act 2 promise to backers at the time, he explained. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is scheduled to be released on PC this year, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X or S, including full Czech dubbing. So yeah, there we go. A massive W from the guys behind Kingdom Come Deliverance. This is very sympathetic gesture to their supporters. And I mean, for contributing about 150 euros 10 years ago, you're gonna get a game for computer free. So that is great. Massive W to Dan Valvea and to all of the people who work on this game, and hopefully this game is going to be a success like the Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. It's set in a 15th century. On the 15th century, and the first entry was about you can see the Henry, the main character. His family was murdered by, I'm not sure who was it. I'm not sure if it were the Rogues or if it were the Kumans. Kumans being Hungarian, sort of a bandit tribes from Hungary. This entry is only some years before the Hussite Wars, which is ironic, which is not ironic, but it is arguably one of the most well-known chapters of the Czech Republic history. The Hussite Wars, when the Czechs had rebelled against the Catholic Church after the Catholic Church had burned their own version of Prophet Jan Hus alive. Jan Hus was a teacher who wanted to reform a church. Unfortunately, the church did not want it to get reformed, so they burned him alive. After that came the Hussite Wars, and the Holy Roman Empire made some crusades into the Czech region or the Bohemian region, and they kind of lost. They kind of was quite handily. Eventually, there was a divide in the Hussite party, and that would cause their downfall. It's a game with very unique fighting mechanics. It's very unique fighting mechanics. It is by quite a bit of people really like it because it's very unique. It has a very unique combat, so to say. So yeah, this is everything I wanted to talk about. Massive W once again. And did somebody who wears a face mask did seriously somebody in 2024 wears a face mask in a village? Somebody just walked past by my window and he was wearing a face mask. Like it was 2021, height of COVID. Huh. Well, I wonder how well he breathes when it's when it's relatively sunny and probably relatively warm out there. Anyways, I digress. I hope you enjoyed the stream. We've been talking for a bit. My throat is doing fine. Not as disturbed as I feared it would be. However, I'm gonna be feeling it even several hours after. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna keep the stream running for additional minute because Twitch sometimes cut out the ending of the stream, sometimes cut out some of the words I say. So yeah, hope you enjoyed and goodbye. Have a good day.